satisfaction. So final comment from the school teachers, he is much better than other kids in the class, no issues at all. From the therapists, he doesn't need speech therapy or special education or anymore. From parents, he has much improved with homeopathic treatment. The only symptoms remaining now are his aggression seen on the mother and when denied something, or his restlessness seen when he is idle. And this was the letter which he has happily given for permission for sharing his the child's video in educational seminars. We'll just go through very quickly this. So I have selected Etuza, which is I have learned after reading Banerjee sir's protocols. So wherein it is effectively used in all cases of ADHD and autism, and the reason being, as we have read, that there is a connection between the gut-brain axis and ADHD. And if we go through Borik's Materia Medica, the very first line he has given, the characteristic symptoms relate mainly to the brain and the nervous system connected with gastrointestinal disturbance. So any case wherever I find there is a history of previous gastrointestinal turbulence or disturbance, I prefer to give Etuza, and it definitely helps in these children. Restlessness, anguish, so these are given in the books. So medical research advancement. Rubrics covered by Etuza. So you can go autistic children, vaccinations after dullness, irritability, restlessness in hyperactive children. Puja I have given because of ill effects of vaccination, chili drug and strong psychotic fundamental miasm in the child. So these are some of the rubrics which are covered by Puja. Calcarea Phos, I have given it after reading from ICR symposium, where in the tubercular miasm in prominent, the subject is more delicate, neurasthenic, diarrhea is prominent than constipation. If you understand, the fundamental load is psychotic, but the dominant miasm seen in this child is tubercular. So that's the reason I wanted to select Calcarea Phos for this child. Both mental and physical activity are enhanced, though not sustained. That causes much restlessness and fidgetiness in these children. And Materia Medica, copper, all these give enough symptoms to select Calcarea Phos. So rubrics covered. So if we see disobedient children, disconnected children, aggressive children, all these symptoms are covered by Calcarea Phos. And special thing about Calcarea Phos is in children who have all the milestones normal, but only speech is delayed. With ADHD, Calcarea Phos is 90% found to be the remedy in these kids. Stramonium I have selected because of this. It wonderfully acts on the brain, its circulation and spinal nerves. It acts only through sympathetic irritation of the brain. Where the speech is difficult, unintelligible or entirely speechless, and the tongue is moved with difficulty. So we need to remember, in any case of any derangement in the speech apparatus or functional speech issues, we can definitely think of Stramonium in these cases. And we do get very good results with Stramonium. So stammering is there, continuous talking, echolalia, everything is covered by Stramonium. If we see the repertory, there are so many rubrics related to speech in Stramonium. Even I was surprised. Passiflora, it has a quietening effect on the nervous system. It is a good supportive drug for these children. Brahmi is another supportive medicine which I usually use. This can also be used in patients with IE. Wonderful drug. This is another case in which also ADHD, but this case I am just showing through, because in this case the child was already on allopathy and he came to us for homeopathy because he was not having any improvement with allopathy. So this child, after put on homeopathic treatment, I have given TUP1M, Calcarea Phos, Stramonium, Calcarea Phos 6X, Passiflora and Brahmi. Okay. So in this child, if we see that the patient has stopped except for 1 month. So the allopathic treatment the parent herself stopped, and the child was able to sustain even without that medicine, only with homeopathy. So even if we start homeopathy when the patient is on allopathy, we can gradually, the parents themselves taper the medicine off gradually. So then what is the role of homeopathy in these cases? Homeopathy can be used along with allopathy. Homeopathy should be supported with diet therapies and parental counseling, which is a must in these cases. So homeopathy helps control the hyperactivity, it helps improve the attention span, it helps to bring down aggressive behavior, it helps in cognitive and speech development, enhances other physiological functioning like sleep, and improves the immune functioning and overall better adaptation of the child. This is very important as homeopathic doctors. While we also give homeopathic medications, diet plays a very important role in these children. So let us see in quick presentation what all we can give them. A well-balanced diet can help improve the cognitive function. Protein-rich diet. So diet rich in eggs, beans, nuts are the rich sources of protein. It contains tryptophan, which promotes production of serotonin, which will promote good mood, improved cognition and proper sleep. So we can advise this to our patients. Diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which is seen in flax seeds, walnuts, fish. And ADHD children are omega-3 fatty acid deficient. That is why allopathic doctors usually prescribe them tonics. Plays a key role in brain health and dopamine production, helps improve cognitive function and reduce ADHD symptoms. And this is a fact that people who ate 30 grams of walnuts a day for 6 months showed improved levels of attention and reduced symptoms of ADHD. So with this fact in mind, we can always prescribe walnut as a medication to these children. Iron, zinc and magnesium. All kids with ADHD are deficient in these minerals. So spinach, nuts, whole grains, red meat are rich sources, and taking broad spectrum supplements is very beneficial for these children. Can diet trigger ADHD? Yes, definitely. Parents themselves will come to us and tell us that eating sugary foods or eating canned foods, outside foods, the child becomes hyper. So Western diet is, it may be associated with an increased risk of ADHD. Diet rich in fast foods, processed foods, high fat, dairy foods, sugary foods need to be avoided. So finally, a final note about these children. So let me dedicate my life today to the care of those who come my way. Touch each one with a healing hand and gentle art for which I stand. At the end of the day, let me be in peace if I have helped one. And definitely working with